when someone come with any problem, you don't victimize the victim again. So that's why the spouse who really doesn't know what's going on is not to blame. Back again, and I'm repeating myself several times because there is certain things I would like to be ingrained in your mind, that pornography provides relief from pain, like any agent, any addictive agent. It provides relief from pain. And like I said, it's caused by childhood neglect, family dysfunction, or sometimes childhood trauma. Poor coping mechanism, and we talked about that before, and we said that, just summary all what I told you guys before. Fantasy provides escape from reality. If I watch a movie, or if I watch a website, or if I listen to music all day long, why I have to face life with difficulty and challenges, and I have to make decisions? No, I rather live in fantasy, and that is the world of an addict. Some people really have no understanding what an intimate relationship is all about. Definitely porn carry no risk or rejection. I did talk about that before, so I'm summarizing everything, and I'm just giving you a flavor. So to wrap this session here, we said that it is fear of intimacy and fear of rejection. So that's summary of what we said here. And like I said, now we're going to talk about the emotional impact of disclosure. So when a person discovers that their spouse using, so what they're feeling, so to help us understand how we can help both of them. They feel inadequate. I'm not good enough. They feel angry, of course. They fear rejection, deceived, isolated. Sometimes they feel responsible. Am I really the reason for what had happened here? Shameful. And you can tell from the media, when they interview women of some of those political figures, you could tell how they feel. They really don't feel good about, that their husband or vice versa are being exposed to the media and all that stuff. Of course, feel betrayed. Even if a betrayal to a picture, it is still feel betrayed. Of course, they have all this sadness, and they have desperation and severe disappointment. So if this happens, it is normal to know that this is normal kind of feeling. When someone discloses something like that, it is normal that they go through the ups and downs and all this feeling, the sadness, sometimes angry, feeling rejected. So it is not that you treat the sex addict, no, but the wife too, or vice versa. Both of them, they need help, because she cannot heal without understanding what she's going through and help her to cope, but different coping mechanism than the way he dealing with. Of course, some of them, they fear that they are alone. So this is normal kind of feeling. They start, some of them, they start to be like detective. Search in their husband or their wife's pocket or purses. They look at if they have a text messages. They look at the computer. They look at the phone. They look at the phone bill. So they feel like themselves that there is no control. Like I said, they go through blaming themselves. So those are really normal feeling that the spouse, he or she, feel. Like I said before, marital conflict increases. So now we come to a very important point. If someone discover that, what they can do? if they discover that their husband is being exposed or he is using porn, what they can do. Definitely, number one thing we say, we need to pray. We need to pray. And I always say to them, don't take emotional or hasty decision. When you're angry, you cannot take a right decision. So very important that to calm the person down and to tell them don't take any hasty decision. Number three, always don't make threats you cannot carry out. You need to think through what's going on in that period of time. We always say that you need to be patient to appoint and evaluate the behavior, meaning that some sex addicts are broken, they confess that they are broken, they seek help, some, not all, and the other spouse, they don't want to do anything with them. So what we say, believe the behavior. If the person is working toward recovery, is that means that will not give him another chance? No. If since he is working to get his problem under control, and some of them are a very good talker, and some by definition addicts, some of them are chronic liars. They say, okay, I'm not going to ever do this, and so on. So don't believe the words, just believe the behavior. If the person say that he is not going to look, put blocks on the computer, follow a certain program, and he is doing this, so you need to evaluate and see what's the behavior of that person. So that will be a great thing, that if someone going through that, and now you understand, you're not going to say you're out of your mind. Now you understand that there is something, it's called an addiction, and what the addiction is doing, what is the cycle of addiction, and so on. So who can support those people? It is you. Definitely they need to read and to be informed about sexual addiction. It is exactly the same when someone discovers that his child or his spouse, they are diabetic, or they have hypertension. Definitely, or even if they have depression or bipolar or so on, it is very, very important to help the other family member that to understand what they are going through, the kind of frustration they are going through, what you can help them. And the more you understand, like what we talk about now, the more you will have more understanding and compassion toward the other person. So it is very important to understand what's going on, and definitely to set boundaries. And boundaries, which is, this is what can we do, this is what we cannot do, and like I said, these boundaries is not to punish or to control, but to help you establish acceptable behavior within the relationship. Definitely, like I said, if there is an escalation in the behavior and there is infidelity, part of the understanding, or like I said, escalated to a different multiple affairs, that the person need to understand that they might can get any of the sexually transmitted disease. So education is very important to protect themselves. As a matter of fact, I have some of my clients, the first time they know that their husband, in that case it was their husband, when he's not faithful to them, when they wanted to do their annual checkup, and the doctor discovered that they have one of those sexually transmitted disease, and it happens that her doctor was her husband's best friend. So when her doctor discovered that, he called his best friend and he told him, Your wife, she have one of those sexually transmitted disease, and I'm telling you, if you are not going to tell her, I am going to tell her. And she came, this woman, I was doing group therapy, and that's how she knows. So definitely, education is very important, especially if it's multiple affairs or if it's in nightclubs or other things. This is very important information for a lot of people to know. Someone here was saying there is no hope. I say no, there is always hope. It doesn't really matter what the person reach, the lowest thing. If he needs help and ask for help, there is always hope. And we know that always Jesus, when people ask them and encounter with them, he say, would you like to be healed? If the person does not want, he is suffering physically, spiritually, socially, and maybe his family.